Hello everybody, thanks for watching. I'm here today just to talk a little bit and ramble about how Forge of the Potomac 3 went for me. If you watched the video we had up earlier, it was a nice long video and a lot of great photos in there, or shots in there, about how everything went. And we talked a little bit between rounds about how we did. I'm just going to go a little deeper into how my personal experience went. And how each one of my games went. So, as you may have seen, I played against Rainier Lee, who ended up being the winner of the overall event. So, congrats, Rainier. Thanks for that. Congrats on that. And me and him played in round one. It was domination. So, we set up our board and we set two objectives kind of in the middle. One back on one side and two in the back corner on the other side. And I won the roll off for deployment, so I deployed on the side where the two were in the back. Rainier was running Corsairs, and he basically brought a Corsair horde. He had about 20, I think he had 20 Arbalester shots with crossbows every turn at me, and I had 12 bows to turn fire with. So it was definitely not good. I was already outmatched. What was it? I think he had 56, 59 models, something like that, to my 37 or 38. I can't remember what I had. I'll go quick. If you watch the video, you already know what I had, but I'll go quick over it. I took a fiefdoms Gondor combo. I wasn't really sure what to take, and up until literally about Thursday, the day before the event, I wasn't even sure where I was going because of some personal stuff I had to take care of at home. But I did end up going, so I didn't really have a list prepared, and I just took something at 750 points. So I was like, you know what, let's play it. Let's see how it goes. And I took fiefdoms Gondor combo. It was 2 warbands fiefdoms, 1 warband Gondor, Imrahil, men-at-arms, and some rangers, and a mountain knight, 4 long with the same thing. I think it was 5 men-at-arms, 4 rangers, and a mountain knight for both those warbands. And then for the Gondor, it was Boromir of the White Tower, Captain of the White Tower, with lance, shield, armor, horse, all that stuff upgraded, and 13 foot knights with shield, and then 2 guards of the Fountain Court with shield. So my thought process there was, I can go ahead and use my Fight 4 men-at-arms to support the Fight 3 Warriors of Minas Tirith, and then when I get in combat, I have a Fight 4 through, so I can go ahead and feint for free with a Fight 3 guy if I fight another Fight 3 guy. And if I was within realm or within 3 inches of Imrahil, I could get Fight 5. So basically that whole game was a lot of standing around shooting. Surprisingly, his Arbalesters, they shot the heck out of me. I won't lie, they shot the heck out of me. But they didn't do as much as I thought they were going to do. And we ended up just kind of kiting each other. He took out almost all of my shooting probably by the end of about turn 5. And I don't think we even saw combat until about turn 6. So he deployed back, of course, with the shooting. I deployed somewhere in the middle between... somewhere in the front 12, if you're going from middle of the board back. Somewhere within the front 12. I can't remember exactly where. Ran a couple guys back, and in hindsight, the thing that I did that I shouldn't do is I probably should have taken the guards of the Fountain Court, run them back, because they would have been bodyguarded off of Boromir. And Boromir didn't die. He did get taken off his horse. Imrahil got taken off his horse by his Arbalester shooting, unfortunately. So what ended up happening is we kind of kited, we kind of ran around. I ended up using the shield wall tactic with my warriors in Minas Tirith to put a defense 7 wall between me and my defense 5 and defense 4, my heroes. So that worked out well for the most part, because even though we had so many shots, unfortunately he just wasn't killing anything we were shooting. And a lot of times he would have turns where everything would hit and nothing would kill, and then you'd have turns where like a third of his stuff would hit, but those third would kill. So we ended up getting to combat finally, and it was a minor loss. I believe it was 5-2 if I remember properly. Yeah, 5-2, because he had 2. Oh, what did he have? He had 2 objectives, and then 2 objectives, and he broke me, I believe was what it was. And I had 1 objective. Unfortunately, like I said, I should have ran my guards of the Fountain Court to the 2 objectives in the back. So I had the objectives in the back. I was able to keep him from getting to the objectives in the back. And I completely controlled 1, which were my 2 points. Unfortunately, my 1 guy ran away from the other one And if he hadn't, I would have had 2 victory points for that. So, like I said, if I kept my guards of the Fountain Court back there, because I hadn't played this list, I wasn't really sure. So it wasn't until about the second turn I was like, oh, hey, I got Shield Wall. Let me run, little triangles with Defense 7. And I thought maybe I should stick the Defense 7 in there to help defend my guys. And, yeah, I should have had them in the back. I could have held 2 spots. It would have been good. Live and learn. And then the other mistake I made was I tried to, at the end, create a wall around the middle spot, and I just didn't have enough guys at that point to do it, and I made a couple tactical errors with placing. So we ended up tying with the same amount of guys within 3 inches of the main point. It was a good game, and like I said, Rainier went on to win, so congrats, Rainier. Really proud of him for that. Really happy for him. So round 2, like I said, was capturing control, and I think I played against Bill, and he had a really nice Dunlending force with a Troll, Grima, Saruman, Thryden, and a Dunling Chieftain. And unfortunately, that game ended in about 30 minutes, partly due to my own stupidity, partly due to the fact that the dice just decided to roll good. So he pushed the middle and grabbed the middle real quick. I was a little hesitant to get up there because I was afraid of the Troll coming in and wrecking things along with Saruman, Sorcerer's Blasting. I held the back, and then I pushed the left flank, and I circled the knight around and grabbed his back. So I had the front and the back ones, I guess, for capturing control. Unfortunately, there was about 2 turns of combat where I could not stop killing. And I broke his army within like the 4th turn. And when that happened, we rolled to see if the game would end. And it was a 1. So the game ended. And I was just like, crap. I'm sitting there trying not to kill him because I was killing him too fast. And I couldn't do anything about it. So, but hey, he won. It was a 6-5 victory for him. He owned the 3 middle ones, and I own the 2 back ones, like I said, and then I broke him. So 6-5. It was so another minor loss. So at that point, I was at 2 minor losses, but I was like, hey, you know what? This is a force I have no practice with. I had nothing. I wasn't even sure if I was going to be there, so I was just there to have some fun, and I was having fun. So round 3 was against David, and he brought. I can't remember David's last name. David McGarvey. Bill, I don't remember your last name either. I'm sorry. But he brought an interesting list. I kind of liked it. It was Berserkers, Gundabad Berserkers, and 2 warbands of Gundabad Berserkers led by captains, and then a warband. I think it's the Mercenaries, or the Goblin Mercenaries, the ones that can appear out of nowhere off a terrain piece. They roll a courage test to see if they come in. And then the Watcher in the Water, which was pretty cool. And this was hold ground, so I was kind of iffy about this, but I actually, because Atlanta, if you watch the vlog for that, I got destroyed because Immerhill didn't want to come in. He did the same thing here. He decided to wait till the second turn to come in. Thank you, Immerhill, again. But it kind of worked out because I was able to get in the board, and he came in on one side, I came in on the other side, and then 2 of our warbands kind of came in on, like, I guess you could call this the way I'm pointing, the east side, but separate from each other. So those warbands ended up meeting and kind of fighting it out. Those Berserkers, I think, have 8-inch movement, I believe, if I remember right. I can't remember. I think he had 8-inch movement because he got to the center quick. He got to the center pretty quickly, and from there, he was just kind of holding his ground, waiting for me to come to him. And I took my time. I waited for my forces to get together. That way I wasn't just sending them in a little bit at a time, getting them piecemealed. So I took a turn or 2 of moving my guys around. And then I was able to spend 1 turn with Boromir. And I did a heroic combat and was able to knock out like 6 or 7 guys with Boromir and just a knight charging in on stuff and heroic combat and off to kill things. It was pretty cool. And when that happened, he finally brought the Watcher in the Water in about turn 5, I believe, but it was like the second turn after we got into combat. And the Watcher in the Water, he did some work. He whipped the heck out of my guys with his shooting attacks. If you remember, if you don't kill him with the shooting attack of the Watcher, you pull him into combat. And then I charged in on one turn, did a heroic combat combo with Forlong and Immerhill, called Strike with Immerhill, combat with Forlong, and I charged both of them in onto the Watcher and was able to kill the Watcher in one turn, but by that point it had already been in for 3 turns. But once I killed the Watcher, it was game over for him, unfortunately, because while he had been fighting and tearing up my troops a little bit, I've been using my heroes to tear his troops up, and my heroes are better than his heroes, unfortunately, because of the captains. The Gunabay captains are good, but they're just standard captains. And Immerhill, Forlong, and Boromir definitely did some work. So I'm going to do the same thing I did last time. Man of the match. So for me, man of the match for round 1 was Boromir. So even though he got took off his horse, he ended up standing in front of Delgamir, I believe is the new Corsair hero. He stood in front of Delgamir and Dalamir, the fleet captain, and a whole warband, and just fought him off. Used his horn a couple times to instantly win. Did that on a heroic combat and won it to head him off from being able to try and challenge my back objective. So Boromir on his own pulled a Fellowship of the Ring move where he held up everybody on his own. Round 2, I would say the man of the match would again go to Boromir because he charged in on the troll in one turn, killed a troll with his lance bonuses and struck up. So good job there again with Boromir. And then round 3, I'll probably give to Forlong, actually, because Forlong being strength 5 and fight 5, he was running around charging off against all these just warriors, and he slaughtered warriors. So I'd say it's probably a combo between him and surprisingly my Blackroot Vale archers, because my Blackroot Vale archers stood up against his goblin mercenaries that came in with like 16 of them, and my 8 archers were all together, and they kind of stood there. And while he outnumbered me, I had the fight value, surprisingly, since goblins are only fight 2, and my fight 3 guys were rolling 6s, which was great, and winning. And yeah. But it was a nice army. It worked out pretty well together once I finally figured out how to play it near the end. And but that was a 12-0 victory. I'm sorry, I forgot about that. Round 3 was a 12-0 victory for me. I had 7 times the amount of guys in the middle because I ended up tabling him. Broke him and killed his leader. So broke him and was unbroken. So it was a 12-0 major victory. I came in 12th out of 24, so literally right in the middle of the pack. Pretty proud of that. My goal is always to, be in the top 50. Hey, I was in the top 50. So, yeah. Stay tuned, guys, for more content from us. I'm going to actually be making a video here shortly about Ringo South 3. Daniel made one recently. Dan made one recently, and I'm going to go ahead and make one as well to help talk a little bit about it. I know he did a good job talking about it. Go watch that video if you haven't, and then look forward to my own. And I'll talk a little more and hit some stuff that he might not have, or go over and help reinforce some things. But as always, guys, thanks for watching. Keep up your Hobbit hobby, and I'll see you guys in the future.